Good morning, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Switch. We spent a fair few videos covering the first month of the Switch, but next to nothing talking about the future of the system. And I mean, this is a system with years ahead of it, so why not cast our eyes forward? A few weeks ago, Nintendo did a Nindies showcase, covering many of the downloadable delights coming to their system throughout 2017. Some are imminent, others many months away, but all offer exciting possibilities, so we're going to have a look at what the future holds for the eShop. Besides more Neo Geo games, there's always more Neo Geo games. Starting off by blasting through games that are already available elsewhere, Stardew Valley is coming to the Switch over the summer and will be the first console version of the game to include multiplayer. Issac continues his quest to be on everything ever, as The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus comes to the Switch in the spring, and you can even pick up a physical version with added trinkets. Well, you could, I imagine they've all sold out by now. Towerfall Ascension is a competitive game where up to 4 players shoot arrows at each other and try to be the last man standing. Jackbox Party Pack 3 offers 5 classic party games for when you've got a bunch of people over, from Quiplash 2 to Trivia Murder Party. Portal Knights is, on Steam at least, a freemium RPG where you run around and kill and build stuff. Enter the Gungeon is a roguelike all about guns and bullets, and these are all set to arrive sometime in 2017. Cave Story, one of the best modern Metroidvania games, though it's over a decade old now, Christ, is coming to the system in its Cave Story Plus incarnation, and will also get a physical release coming on June 20th. 1001 Spikes is another game from the same publisher, which is part of the always fun, ultra hard 2D platformer genre, though there's no date beyond 2017 for that one. Terraria, known by some as 2D Minecraft, will have its newest version, 1.3, coming to the Switch when it releases. Mutant Mudds is a fairly classic 2D indie retro art platformer, which has been on Nintendo systems before and will be Switch bound too. Overcooked, from the publisher behind that small franchise Worms, makes players run around madly as chefs to prepare meals against the clock, and will have all the DLC bundled into the Switch version. It will also be one of the few games to utilise the HD Rumble, though there's no date beyond 2017 yet. GoNNER is a sort of roguelike platformer and will contain Switch exclusive content, as well as being console exclusive to the Switch when it launches later this year. Pocket Rumble is a nice simple 2D fighter that's beginner friendly and will be coming to the Switch soon. Duck Game, contrary to its present name, is a mainly multiplayer affair where one hit kills your duck. Hollow Knight, a Kickstarter success story, is a cool looking 2D platformer that only recently got released on PC, and one I'm looking forward to trying out sometime. Hover, Revolt of Gamers, is a colourful and cool 3D parkour game where you run across the city. As someone disappointed by the newest Mirror's Edge, I guess I should give this a whirl when it hits the Switch. It's All Due 2 offers you another cool cel-shaded world to explore and solve puzzles in. Neurovoider is a twin-stick shooter which at first glance reminds me a little of Hyper Light Drifter. And the next Penelope is a chaotic racing game, mixing fast pace, bright colours and action chaos. Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas, which weirdly gives me a Dragon Quest Builders vibe, lets you loose on a 3D world full of islands to explore and uncover the secrets of. Pankapu is a nice looking episodic 2D platformer, though whether the Switch version will wait until all episodes are out, I couldn't say. Redout is the perfect next game for those who bought Fast RMX, as it also harkens to an era of F-Zero and Wipeout. Rive puts you in control of a tank as you blast enemies from all angles to save the day. Rogue Trooper Redux is a remaster of a decade-old shooter, in possibly one of the weirder announcements for the system. Splasher is a crazy 2D platformer that looks like it came straight out of Newgrounds. Thumper is audio service aesthetic on drugs as you smash through enemies on rails to original songs. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a weird multiplayer platformer where you make the levels up as you play. Unbox Newbie's Adventure is the console version of the Steam 3D platformer that asks you to go deliver yourself. I've actually played this one and I think it's pretty fun. And Zombie Vikings lets 1 to 4 players hack and slash their way through a ton of enemies on their quest. Phew, quite a lot, huh? And those are all just the games that have already been released somewhere else already, be it on Steam or on other consoles. While a few of them have actual release dates, they're almost all aiming for 2017. But now we can move on to the all new experiences. Let's start off with 2 games that came out this week. Has Been Heroes is one we've talked about before, where you manage a couple of warriors killing enemies coming down lanes. More interesting though, at least to me, is Graceful Explosion Machine, a Time Switch exclusive. With a distinct aesthetic and plenty of levels that ask you to go back and improve your scores, it looks perfect for gaming on the move and will only set you back a tenner. As for the rest of the future, Away Journey to the Underground merges 2D characters into a 3D world, kinda like Paper Mario I guess, but as a roguelike. Battle Chef Brigade is like one of those weird cooking contests you see on TV, giving you a theme to make a meal around and then letting you loose into the wild to kill critters before a puzzle challenge to actually craft your meal. Celeste channels ice climbers into making the player climb mountains. Hard, harsh mountains. The Fool, Part 2, Unbound, is one of a few sequels coming to the Switch, though the original is out on the Wii U. It's a platformer meets point and click meets sci-fi, so try the original if you're interested. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is a platformer that is a spiritual successor to Ye Olde Wonder Boy. Speaking of which, there's also Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, which is a remake of 1989's Wonder Boy 3, complete with a retro/modern art toggle. I have no idea why that game is so popular right now. Remember NBA Jam? Or NBA Street? I remember how one of the GameCube games had Mario and Co in it. Anyway, NBA Playgrounds is that kind of more arcade sports game. Perception is a horror game with a young blind girl as its lead, forcing players to rely on their senses to survive. Space Dave could well be one of the weirdest shmups I've ever seen, and comes from the guys who made Whoa Dave. Then there's Rhyme. Man, I remember seeing the trailer for this back in 2013 and falling in love with its Wind Waker meets Ico look. It's been a long road for it from then until now, with release on other platforms imminent and a Switch version later in the year. A 3D platformer and puzzler with loads of indie sensibilities, I can't wait to finally get my hands on it. ToeJam and Earl, Back in the Groove, harkens back to that classic series as you search islands for various knickknacks while trying not to fall or die. Treasure Noughts, which feels like it's been in development for forever with little news, embracing the one system, two players functionality of the Joy-Cons. State of Mind is an indie adventure that works with themes of dystopias against utopias, and Sue and the Quest for Meaning is an endless platformer where nothing makes sense and leaving your score as a puzzle unto itself. Dandara is a Metrovania where gravity has gone to the dogs, and will have Switch exclusive functionality. Kingdom 2 Crowns challenges two players to work together to rule an empire. Shakedown Hawaii, another timed exclusive for the Switch, is another retro art blaster that follows on from their previous game, Retro City Rampage. Tumbleseed, advertised as a roly roguelite, has you rolling a seed back and forth to the top of a mountain and will utilise the HT rumble. Flipping Death will be very familiar to anyone who played Stick It to the Man, featuring similar point and click-esque gameplay, character designs and humour. Mr. Shifty asks you to break through high-tech security, and that one's set to come out very soon. Yooka-Laylee, a 3D platformer from some of the guys who worked on classic Rare games such as Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day, offers another collectathon that pokes fun at how the genre has panned out in the 20 years or so since. I backed this one on Kickstarter, though I'll be getting the PS4 version. The game I'm potentially most excited for, Wargroove, is the spiritual successor to Advance Wars I've been waiting a decade for. It nails the look and feel of that series, albeit this time in a fantasy setting, and as someone who ranks Dual Strike as one of the best games ever made, I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. Lastly, we have a trio of sequels. Runner 3 will launch exclusively on the Switch this autumn, and will challenge the player to run and jump their way to the finish as always. The Escapists 2 builds on the prison escape action of the original, including co-op and more complex levels than before. And finally, SteamWorld Dig 2 takes that game to new heights that the developers couldn't squeeze in last time around, and is, for now at least, a Switch exclusive coming out in the summer. So there you have it, over 50 cool digital titles coming to the Nintendo Switch eShop throughout 2017. Just doing the research for this video has given me a couple of games I want to check out, and it kind of showcases that, as always, the future's bright and the future's indie. Thanks for watching, why not let us know in the comments what Nindies you're excited for? And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and subscribe for more Saturday morning Switch. Take care, I'll see you all next week.